Welcome, everyone, to my lovely little home.
You have a nice place here, Ben.
Yeah, not too shabby here, Ben.
Hey, Ben, did you bring the pizza?
Yep, I ordered Pizza Hut. I got a pepperoni and beef.
Ah, dang, wish it was from Papa John's, but I guess Pizza Hut would do.
Did you bring the brownies, Donald?
Yep, I got 'em right here. Melania was kind enough to bake some for us.
Oh, Donald, did you bring some chocolate chip ice cream with you?
Of course, Joe, but when I asked the lady at Baskin-Robbins for chocolate chip, they didn't have them. So I got Oreo's ice cream.
Damn it. But oh well, close enough.
And here's the basement for our D&D session.
Wow, Ben, loving the setup. I admire your comic collection over there.
And your anime statue collection. I have my eye on the waifu.
Don't get any ideas, Joe.
Holy crap, Ben. You have trading card games like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and many others.
Appreciate you compliment, guys. I'm a nerd when it comes to collecting.
Ben, if you sell everything here, you'd probably be richer than Joe and Barack combined. But seeing all these games gives me some ideas for future videos for Vathagruk.
All right, guys, ready to eat?
Yep, let's dig in.
Oh boy, I'm stuffed. That was good.
That pizza went down good. Maybe Pizza Hut ate so bad after all.
I was about to grab the last slice, but Donald took it.
Too slow, Obama.
All right, guys, ready to begin the session?
You bet we're ready to go.
All right, but first let's do a quick recap. You went to the temple where you fought statues that came to life. After defeating them, you acquire the crystal. When you came back to the warlord's settlement, you pressed for answers and learned of treasures hidden in the dragon's lair. He also desired you to wake the dragon and control it with the crystal. You refused to go along with his plan, and he had his mages start a ritual. Trump stopped the mages, and the warlord was enraged and attacks you. Eventually, you defeated him along with the mages. You then hear a distant roar and realize the dragon's waking up. You followed the rumblings and roars until you found the dragon's lair. Thanks to the crystal and your strategic moves, you are able to defeat the dragon. Soon after, you discovered the treasures in the lair, including an ancient tome.
Joe, stop buying that waifu figurine while blowing kisses.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Joe.
Anyways, in the tome, with the help of the crystal, you learned that the dragon was part of an ancient order meant to keep an even older evil sealed away. With the dragon's body cooling and the treasure glittering around you, the air feels different, heavy, as if the victory over the dragon was just the beginning of something far more dangerous. The ancient tome in your hands hums with the promise of secrets yet to be uncovered. Okay, guys, what will you do next?
We've got to figure out what this greater evil the dragon was guarding against is. I'll keep studying the tome to see if there are any clues about where it's located or how to stop it.
Yeah, we can't just leave this place without knowing what's coming. I'll scout around the lair. Maybe there's something else in here that can help us. This dragon's hoard is too big to be just gold and jewels.
While you two are playing detective, I'll secure the treasure. There's no way I'm leaving without it. We earned this. And who knows what kind of magical weapons are in here that I can use next time.
All right, Joe, you start exploring the dragon's lair. It's massive, filled with towering piles of gold and jewels, but in the far corner, you spot something that stands out. A large, ornate chest with intricate carvings on its lid. Okay, now roll the die for investigation.
I roll. Let's see, I got a 16. What's in the box?
According to your roll, you open the chest carefully, and inside you find an array of powerful magical items. A gleaming sword with runes etched into the blade, a set of enchanted armor, and a strange glowing crystal that seems to pulse with energy, similar to the one you already have.
Guys, you're going to want to see this. There's some serious magic in here.
Good find, Joe. I'll check out the crystal. It might be connected to the one we're already carrying. Maybe they're part of the same puzzle.
I'll take the sword. No one else needs it as much as I do. With this, I'll be unstoppable. I'll cut through any enemy.
As you take the sword, you feel a surge of power run through your body. This isn't just any sword. It's an artifact from the same ancient order that created the Dragon Guardians. You can sense that it's been waiting for a worthy wielder.
I knew it. This sword was meant for me. Let's see anyone stand up to me now.
Just be careful with it, Donald. We're still not sure what kind of magic we're dealing with.
As Barack examines the second crystal, he notices that the two crystals react to each other when they're brought closer. The magic in them resonates as if they're pieces of a much larger whole. You realize that there may be more crystals out there, each one linked to the seal that kept the ancient evil contained.
Looks like these crystals are the key. We'll need to find the rest of them to make sure this seal stays strong. If the seal breaks, whatever's down there could be unleashed.
Great, so now we're on a crystal scavenger hunt. I'll bet the other crystals are scattered across the land. We should head back to town and see if anyone knows more about this ancient order. Maybe there's a map or clues in the town's archives.
We don't need to waste time talking to people. Let's use the magic we've got to track the other crystals. I can handle it.
You begin to sense the urgency of the situation as the ground beneath you rumbles slightly, a subtle reminder that the seal keeping the ancient evil at bay is weakening. If you don't act soon, the entire region could be at risk. Okay, guys, what's your next move?
Let's head back to town, regroup, and see if we can gather more information. We'll need every advantage we can get, especially if the other crystals are spread out across dangerous territories.
I'll start prepping for the journey. We'll need supplies, maybe some reinforcements. This next part could get ugly.
You guys go ahead with your planning. I'll make sure we've got enough firepower when the time comes. With this sword, we won't need much else.
You gather the magical items and leave the dragon's lair behind, the rumbling of the earth growing fainter as you make your way down the mountain. The town is still recovering from the threat of the warlord, but when you arrive, the people look to you with hope, knowing you've just defeated a dragon. The mayor greets you, clearly relieved. You've saved us, he says, but what comes next?
We need to know more about this ancient order, the ones who created the dragons to guard the land. Do you have any records or legends that might tell us where the other crystals are?
The mayor furrows his brow. There are old stories passed down through generations, but most of them were lost long ago. However, there is one place that might still have the knowledge you seek. It's an ancient library, hidden deep in the heart of the forest. Few have ventured there, and even fewer have returned. It's said to be protected by powerful magic, but if anyone would know about these crystals, it's the scholars who once lived there.
Of course, it's hidden in some dangerous forest. Why is it always a forest?
A library sounds like a waste of time, but fine, if that's where the next clue is, we'll go. Hey, I'll bet there's more treasure there, too.
We're not doing this for treasure, Donald. We need to make sure we stop whatever's coming. Let's head to the library, but we need to be prepared for whatever protections are in place.
The party stocks up on supplies, gathers what information they can, and prepares for the journey into the heart of the forest. The ancient library, filled with forgotten knowledge and guarded by powerful magic, is your next destination. The fate of the world rests on finding the remaining crystals before the seal breaks. The party embarks on a new chapter of their adventure, heading toward the hidden library deep within the enchanted forest. With the knowledge of an ancient evil rising and the crystals scattered, their journey is far from over, and the challenges ahead will test their resolve more than ever before. Okay, guys, time for a 5-min break.
Time for a cup of Joe.
Joe, you're the human form of a sleeping pill. You need a lot more than one cup.
All right, welcome back, guys. Let's continue. After gathering your supplies and preparing for the journey, you set out toward the ancient library hidden deep within the forest. The air grows thicker with magic as you enter the dense woods. The trees are tall and twisted, their branches forming a canopy that blocks out most of the sunlight. Strange noises echo through the underbrush, and the forest feels alive. What's your plan as you move deeper into these enchanted woods?
I think we should take this slow and stay alert. If this place is protected by magic, it's likely we'll run into traps or guardians. I'll use divine sense to detect if there are any magical wards or creatures around us.
I'll take point and keep an eye out for physical traps. Something tells me this place isn't just guarded by magic. There's got to be some physical danger, too. I've got my bow ready in case anything jumps out.
I'm not worried. Whatever comes at us, I'll just blast it. No one guards something this heavily without a reason, so I bet there's something valuable inside. I'm keeping Detect Magic active to look for anything interesting.
As you move through the forest, Obama's divine sense picks up faint traces of magic in the air. It's not exactly hostile, but there's a protective aura surrounding the area, like the forest itself is watching you. All right, Joe, you spot some unusual patterns in the foliage ahead. Bushes that seem too perfectly arranged, almost as if they're hiding something. Roll the die for a perception check.
I roll. Nice, I got an 18. Now what do I see?
With your sharp eyes, you notice that the ground ahead has been disturbed. There are tripwires hidden among the roots of the trees, and further ahead, you see faint shimmerings in the air, likely magical wards. It looks like a combination of physical traps and magical protections are set up to keep people out.
All right, we got traps ahead. I'll disarm the physical ones first. Don't want us getting caught up in some net or pitfall. Then we'll figure out how to deal with those magical wards.
Magical wards? No problem. I can dispel them. Let's just keep moving.
Let's not rush, Donald. These wards might be stronger than they look. And if they're part of a bigger defense system, we could end up setting off something worse.
Okay, Joe, you manage to carefully disarm the physical traps, stepping over the tripwires and disarming a hidden pitfall near a tree stump. As you approach the magical wards, Donald, you prepare to cast Dispel Magic. Now roll for it.
All right, here I go. I roll. Hey, sweet, I got a 19. Of course, my spell works.
Nice. You channel your magic into the shimmering wards, and they flicker for a moment before dissolving. The magical barrier ahead fades away, revealing a narrow path that winds deeper into the forest. The atmosphere grows even more eerie as the sounds of the forest seem to hush around you.
Well, that was a little too easy. Something tells me we're about to walk into a real challenge. Let's keep our guard up.
Agreed. I'll stay at the front with Joe and keep using divine sense to see if anything changes.
Let's just get to the library. We've got this handled.
You continue down the narrow path, and soon you find yourself in front of a massive stone structure hidden among the trees. Vines and moss cover its surface, but you can see the ancient carvings along the entrance, symbols of knowledge and magic. The library is right in front of you, its doors sealed shut with powerful wards that glow faintly.
This must be the place, guys. Let's take a closer look at those wards. They might be tied to something inside or require a specific key to open.
I'll check for traps around the entrance. There's got to be something here, right?
No need to check. I'll dispel the wards again, and we'll walk right in.
All right, Joe, roll for investigation.
I roll the die. I got a 17.
You spot a series of runes etched into the stone around the entrance. These runes seem to be part of a puzzle, likely a magical lock. The words are tied to the puzzle, and if the wrong combination is attempted, it looks like something nasty could be triggered.
Looks like brute force won't work this time, Donald. Okay, let's solve the puzzle. I'll try to figure out the meaning of the runes.
Okay, Barack, roll for Arcana.
I roll. Looks like I got an 18.
You recognize the runes as part of an old spellcasting system tied to elemental magic. Each rune represents a different element: fire, water, earth, and air. The puzzle seems to require you to place the runes in a specific order based on the element's natural cycle.
So we just need to figure out the right order? Start with water, maybe? That's how things usually begin, right?
No, start with fire. Fire's always the answer. Everything burns before it builds.
Let's be strategic. The natural cycle is usually earth, water, air, and then fire. Earth first to represent the foundation. Let's go with that.
You press the earth rune first, and it glows softly. Then you follow with water, air, and fire. As the final rune lights up, the wards around the door dissolve and the massive stone doors creak open, revealing the dark interior of the library.
We did it. Nice job, Barack. All right, let's move inside, but carefully. No telling what kind of traps or guardians they've got waiting for us.
Guardians, traps, whatever, we'll handle it.
As you step inside, the temperature drops and the air grows still. The library is vast, filled with towering shelves of books and scrolls, but the deeper you move inside, the more you feel the weight of ancient magic. In the center of the room, there's a large pedestal with a glowing orb floating above it. The orb pulses with the same energy as the crystals you've been carrying.
That's got to be connected to the crystals. Let's approach it slowly.
Yeah, no sudden moves. I'll check for traps again. This place is giving me bad vibes.
Okay, Joe, roll for investigation.
I roll the die. Okay, I got a 15.
You don't find any physical traps around the pedestal, but the magical energy surrounding the orb feels volatile, like it's tied to something deeper in the library. It's not dangerous yet, but you get the sense that disturbing it without the right knowledge could trigger something powerful.
I'm taking the orb. It's clearly meant for us, and we've got the crystals already. I'll bet it'll give me even more power.
No hold on, Donald. Let's think this through. We need to understand what the orb does before we touch it. I'll cast Identify to see if I can learn more.
Okay, Obama, you cast Identify, and as you focus on the orb, you learn that it's part of the same ancient magic that created the Dragon Guardians. It's a keystone, one of several needed to activate or deactivate the seal keeping the greater evil imprisoned. But it also serves as a beacon. Once disturbed, it will alert the forces tied to that ancient evil.
So it's not just a magical artifact, it's a key to the seal. If we take it, we'll need to be ready for whatever's watching this place.
So it's like ringing a bell for trouble. Great. Do we really want to take this thing?
Of course we do, Joe. We'll take the orb, get more power, and deal with whatever shows up. No one can stop us now.
If we take it, we'll have to be ready to defend ourselves. We should set up a strategy.
The decision to take the Keystone Orb could trigger dangerous consequences, but it may be the key to stopping the ancient evil. The party must weigh their options carefully as they stand on the edge of a new challenge. You all stand before the glowing orb, the keystone that could be both your salvation and your undoing. The air around it hums with power, and you know that taking it will alert something or someone. What's your next move?
I've made my decision. I'm grabbing the orb. We can handle whatever comes our way. Trust me, I take it.
Wait, man. Are we sure about this? Maybe we should figure out what else is down here before we go waving the magical dinner bell.
Joe's got a point. If this is a beacon, we need to prepare for whatever is going to show up. Maybe we can look through the library's archives to see if there's more information on the keystone and what's guarding it. But if you're set on taking it, Donald, we're going to need defensive strategy.
No more waiting around. I'm taking it. We've got magic, weapons, and power. Anything that comes after us will be toast.
All right, Donald. As soon as you reach out and grab the orb, the magic flares around you. The entire library trembles, and the floating orb's glow intensifies. You hear a low, echoing rumble that seems to come from beneath the ground. The pedestal the orb was on slowly sinks into the floor, and in its place, a massive stone golem rises from the ground. Its eyes glow with the same light as the orb, and it's clearly not happy about you disturbing its charge. Okay, guys, roll for initiative.
I knew it. Okay, let's get this over with. I rolled the die. Let's see here. Ha, nice. I got an 18.
I got a 17.
I got 13. Great. Guess I'm going last again.
The golem cracks its stone joints and takes a step toward you, the ground shaking with each movement. Donald, you're up first. What do?
I cast lightning bolt straight at it. Let's see if stone can handle a blast of pure energy.
I roll the die, and according to it, your lightning bolt hits the golem square in the chest. Sparks fly, and the golem stumbles back slightly, but it's still standing. It looks like your magic did some damage, but it's going to take more than that to bring this thing down.
Good start, Donald. I'll try to weaken it with a divine attack. I'm casting Searing Smite on my sword and going for its legs. Maybe if we cripple its movement, we can take it down faster.
I roll the die, and according to it, you charge forward, sword glowing with divine fire, and slash at the golem's legs. The blade connects, and flames erupt along the golem's stone body. The strike leaves deep cracks in its leg, and the fire seems to weaken its movements.
Nice one, Barack. I'll try to take advantage of that. I'm aiming my arrow at the golem's leg right where we hit it. If we can bring it down, we'll have a better shot.
I roll the die, and according to it, your arrow flies true and strikes the weakened part of the golem's leg. It groans as the cracks spread further, and the leg buckles slightly, forcing the golem to stumble.
It's still standing? Fine, I'm casting Scorching Ray. Let's melt this bitch down.
I roll the die, and according to it, 3 rays of fire shoot from your hands, hitting the golem in quick succession. Each one leaves scorch marks on its body, and the stone cracks further, but the golem isn't done yet. It roars in response and slams its fist into the ground, sending a shockwave through the room. Okay, everyone, make a dexterity saving throw.
I roll the die. I got a 16.
Sweet, I got a 19.
A 10? This is rigged as usual.
Barack and Joe, you manage to dodge out of the way as the shockwave rips through the floor. But Donald, you're caught off guard and take 12 points of damage as the ground cracks beneath you.
That's nothing. I'm still in the fight. I'm blasting this thing again with magic missile. Let's finish it off.
I roll the die, and according to it, your magic missiles streak toward the golem, striking it in the chest, the head, and the leg. The golem shudders as the cracks across its body deepen, and with one final groan, it collapses to the ground, its stone body crumbling into dust. The orb in your hand pulses faintly, as if satisfied.
Wow, that was close, but we handled it. Nice work, guys.
Yeah, but that was just one guardian. If there are more of these things, we need to be ready. We should check out more of the library to see if there's anything else we need to know.
The golem's down, and I've got the orb. Let's keep moving. We don't need to waste time with books when we've got the power right here.
As you stand over the remains of the golem, the ground settles, and the library falls silent once more, but the air still feels charged with magic, and you sense that the orb you now possess is only one piece of a much larger puzzle. What will you do next?
We need more information. The orb might be powerful, but we still don't know how to use it properly, or what other dangers might be tied to it. Let's search the library for more records about the ancient order and the crystals.
Agreed. We've got a moment of calm. Let's use it wisely.
More like a moment of sleepiness, Joe, but fine. You guys look through the dusty books. I'm keeping watch.
You spread out and begin searching through the ancient library. The shelves are filled with scrolls and tomes, many of them detailing the history of the land, its guardians, and the great evils that were sealed away long ago. After some time, Barack, you find a series of scrolls that detail the creation of the crystals and the keystones, like the one you just obtained.
Looks like we've got what we need. These scrolls talk about how the crystals were created to maintain the seal over the ancient evil, but it seems there's more than just one seal. There are multiple keystones across the land, each one connected to a different guardian, and they all need to be gathered to prevent the final seal from breaking.
So this was just the first one. There's more to find.
Of course, there's more, Joe. We'll get the rest of the keystones and finish this. Let's keep moving.
As you gather the scrolls and prepare to leave the library, the orb in your hand pulses again. A low hum fills the air, and you feel a connection to the other keystones, distant but growing stronger. The party has obtained the first keystone and the knowledge they need to continue their quest. But with more keystones to find and greater dangers ahead, their journey is only just beginning. All right, guys, let's take a quick break before finishing up the session.
Just a little more, Joe, you can do it.
The sooner this session ends, the sooner I can invite the waifu on a date.
Jesus Christ, Joe. First off, that's a figure and not a real person. Stop hallucinating and drink more coffee.
All right, we're back. Just a little more before ending tonight's session. With the first keystone in hand and the scrolls detailing the other keystones' locations, you gather your things and prepare to leave the ancient library. Outside, the forest feels quieter, but the tension in the air is undeniable. You can sense that something far greater is stirring. Your journey has only just begun. Okay, guys, what's your next move?
We've got a lot of ground to cover, and if these keystones are spread across the land, we'll need to decide where to go next. Let's check those scrolls for clues on where the next one might be.
Yeah, I'll go through them and see if there's a map or some kind of description of the locations. We can't just wander around hoping we stumble on another one.
You guys do that. I'm keeping this orb ready. We'll use it to track the other keystones. It's already pulsing like it knows where they are. I say we head in the direction it's pulling us.
Okay, Joe, as you sift through the scrolls, you find a rough map. It highlights several key locations, each tied to one of the ancient dragon guardians. The next location seems to be a ruined fortress high up in the mountains to the north. It's described as being under constant watch by a powerful storm that never ends, likely another sign of a magical guardian protecting it.
Looks like the next keystone is in some fortress in the northern mountains. We've got a long trip ahead of us, and the place sounds heavily protected.
Storms, fortresses, doesn't matter. We've got power. We've got the orb. Let's get moving, guys.
We'll need to be smart about this. If the storm's magical, it could be tied to the guardian protecting the keystone, just like the golem was tied to this orb. I think we should prepare ourselves, gather supplies, maybe get some help from the town before we head into the mountains.
Agreed. Plus, we need to rest. We just fought a golem. Who knows what's waiting for us up there?
Of course you want to rest, Sleepy Joe. But yeah, I agree.
Okay, guys, you decide to head back to town to regroup and gather supplies for the journey ahead. As you make your way through the forest and return to the town, the people greet you with awe and gratitude. News of your defeat of the dragon and recovery of the keystone has already spread. The mayor approaches you as you enter the square. You've done more for us than we could have ever hoped. Thank you. What's next for you?
We tell the mayor about the keystones and the greater evil we're trying to stop. I ask if he knows anyone in town who could help us prepare for the journey to the northern mountains. Maybe someone who knows the terrain or can help us get through that magical storm.
The mayor listens carefully and nods. There's a traveler here, an old friend of mine, who knows the northern mountains well. She's a ranger, skilled in navigating the toughest terrain. If anyone can help you get through the storm and reach the fortress, it's her. I'll send for her immediately.
A ranger, huh? That sounds like my kind of person. I'll bet she knows some tricks for surviving the storm, too.
As long as she knows how to keep up. We're not slowing down for anyone. We've got more keystones to find.
A few hours later, the ranger arrives. She's a tall, weathered woman with sharp eyes and a quiet, confident demeanor. I hear you're heading to the northern mountains, she says. That's no easy journey, especially with that storm raging up there. But I can get you through it if you're willing to follow my lead.
We'll take all the help we can get. Tell us what we need to do to prepare.
The ranger says the storm is unnatural, created to protect something, no doubt. You'll need enchanted gear to survive it, and we'll have to move fast once we're inside. The longer we stay in the storm, the more dangerous it becomes. I know a few safe paths, but they won't stay safe for long. I suggest we leave at first light.
Sounds like a plan. I'll make sure we've got all the supplies we need. We're going to need extra food, potions, and some cold weather gear for sure.
I don't need any special gear. I've got magic, but fine, I'll go along with it if it gets us to the keystone faster.
You spend the rest of the evening preparing for the journey ahead. The townspeople are eager to help, offering you supplies and enchanted gear to protect you from the storm. The next morning, just as dawn breaks, you set out with the ranger leading the way. The road to the northern mountains is long and treacherous, but with her guidance, you navigate the rough terrain with ease. Days pass as you climb higher, and the temperature drops sharply. Finally, you reach the outskirts of the storm.
This is it. Everyone ready? Let's make sure we stay close together. We don't want to get separated in the storm.
I'm ready. I've got my bow and my ranger instincts. If we can get through this storm, we can handle whatever's in that fortress.
I'm ready to, guys. This storm won't stop me. Let's get the keystone.
As you step into the storm, the wind howls around you, and snow whips across your faces, making it hard to see more than a few feet ahead. The magical storm is fierce, but your enchanted gear helps keep the worst of it at bay. After hours of climbing, you reach the entrance to the fortress, a massive stone gate covered in ancient runes, much like the ones you encountered at the library.
Looks like another puzzle. I'll take a closer look at those runes. There's probably a way to open this gate.
I'll stay on lookout. Something tells me this place isn't just protected by a storm. There's bound to be more traps or guardians inside.
Just open the gate, all right, Barack? We've handled worse than this.
Okay, Obama, roll for Arcana to decipher the runes.
I roll the die. I got a 17.
You recognize the runes as part of an ancient protection spell. This time, the puzzle is elemental again, but with a twist. Instead of just placing the runes in the right order, you need to activate them with the corresponding elemental magic. You'll need to use magic tied to earth, air, fire, and water to open the gate.
All right, we'll need to combine our efforts here. Donald, you've got fire covered. I'll take air with my divine powers. And Joe, do you think you can summon water or earth?
I use my ranger skills to call on the elements. Earth should work. Let's give it a try.
I'll blast the fire rune, no problem.
You each activate the corresponding runes with your magic. Donald's fire, Obama's air, and Joe's earth magic all flow into the gate. The runes glow brightly, and the ancient stone doors slowly creak open, revealing a dark, icy interior. The storm outside howls even louder as if trying to keep you from entering, but the gate stands open.
Looks like we're in. Let's move quickly before the storm gets worse.
Stay sharp, everyone. This place feels different. There's a strong magical presence here, stronger than what we faced before. The Guardian might be more powerful this time.
Well, Obama, powerful or not, we'll take it down like the last one. I'm ready.
You step into the fortress, your footsteps echoing in the frozen halls. The air is thick with magic, and in the center of the chamber ahead, you see it. The second keystone floating above an altar. But standing in front of it, blocking your path, is a towering elemental guardian made of storm and ice. Its eyes glow with electric blue light as it raises its massive arms. The party has reached the next keystone, but a powerful elemental guardian stands in their way. With the storm raging outside and the guardian ready to strike, their next battle begins. And with that, gentlemen, let's end it here.
Oh, hell yeah, guys. We've made much progress.
Yeah, that was fun. Thanks, Ben, for hosting tonight's session.
No problem. I'm glad you guys had a fun time here at my place.
Well, it looks like you'll be hosting the next session, Donald. Where do you think that would be?
Good question, Barack. I'll message you guys the date, time, and place on Discord later. Don't worry, I'll save the best for the last, and it will be epic, believe me.
I can only imagine Donald. All right, see you guys later. And Ben, I have a proposition with that anime waifu statue.
Oh my God, Joe, let's go. Forget about that figurine.
Thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe for more God tier videos like this. Leave a like for my homeboy Bathagrook.